In the Champions League, everything can change in a heartbeat. One moment, you're on the edge of a legendary upset. The next, you're just watching it all fall apart. This is the wild story of how a massive championship match was completely flipped on its head in just 6 chaotic minutes.
So how does that even happen? Seriously, how does a champion, a team that looks nervous and is totally on the ropes, suddenly find another gear and just overwhelm their opponent when it matters most? That's the question we're going to break down today. Because you see, before that 6-minute blitz, a totally different story was playing out on that pitch. For almost an hour, it wasn't the defending champs who were in charge at all, not even close.
You could just feel the tension in the air. PSG, the reigning kings, looked rattled. Every pass was a little off, every decision felt hesitant. And Monaco? They could smell blood in the water, and they were getting more and more confident with every single tick of the clock.
The first half really tells you everything you need to know about Monaco's mindset. I mean, they showed what they were about right from the start, even though Mamadou Coulibaly missed a huge chance early on. But it didn't slow them down. They just kept pushing, completely running the show. And then, bam, right before halftime, they got the goal they absolutely deserved.
And the man of the moment was Maghnes Akliouche. This guy, just 24 years old, this wasn't just another game for him. He was out there playing for a spot on the World Cup squad, and he was brilliant, pouncing right before the break to give Monaco a shocking but totally earned 1-0 lead.
Now, you have to understand the stakes here. That goal didn't just put Monaco up for the night, it leveled the entire contest on aggregate. We're talking 3-3. After 135 minutes of soccer, it was all tied up. The second half was basically winner take all.
And then it happened. The single moment the match just pivoted on its axis. The moment a potential fairy tale for Monaco turned into an absolute nightmare.
If you want to understand this match, you really only need to understand one moment. It all, and I mean all, comes down to this. The 59th minute. Remember that time? One clumsy decision, and the whole feel, the entire momentum of this Champions League showdown was about to be completely shattered.
Okay, so here's how it went down. You've got the tricky PSG winger Khvicha Kvaratskhelia just flying down the sideline. Mamadou Coulibaly, who'd been so good for Monaco, comes sliding in with a late, kind of clumsy tackle. Look, it wasn't malicious, but it was a clear foul, and for the ref, it was an easy second yellow card. Coulibaly is off. And just like that, Monaco are down to 10 men.
And that was all the invitation the champions needed. Seeing their opponents wounded and a man down, PSG just pounced with absolute killer instinct. The whole game had just changed.
They didn't even wait. I mean, not even 60 seconds after that red card, PSG made them pay. The response was immediate, and it was clinical. From the free kick that was given for the foul, PSG wasted zero time. A quick ball got played in, and their captain, Marquinhos, was right there to poke it into the back of the net. Just like that, the score was level, and PSG were suddenly back in front on aggregate.
But they weren't finished. Oh no, the floodgates were wide open now. The blitz was just getting started, and only 6 minutes later, they struck again.
And you can't make this up. There's a real bit of poetic justice to this goal. Because who was it that put PSG firmly in control? None other than Kvaratskhelia, the very guy who was fouled to get the red card. He puts himself in the perfect spot and makes it 2-1. You can see the whole collapse laid out right here. In the 58th minute, it is anybody's game, a dead heat. But just 8 minutes later, their hopes are in tatters. They're down a man and trailing by 2 goals. An absolute whirlwind. It really was a tale of 2 completely different matches, and it all hinged on that one moment. Before the card, you had Monaco in control against a nervous PSG. After the card, PSG was dominant, ruthless, and turned a level playing field into a commanding 2-goal lead. And yeah, from that point on, the outcome felt pretty inevitable. The damage was done, the champions just had to see the game out.
You have to give Monaco immense credit though. They did not give up. They even managed to grab a goal back in stoppage time through Jordan Teze. It was a brave final act, but with only seconds left, it was too little, too late. And so, when the final whistle finally blew, PSG had survived, moving on 5-4. For Monaco, it was just pure heartbreak. And for PSG, Well, their reward is a massive showdown against European royalty, with either Chelsea or Barcelona waiting for them.
Which leaves us with one last fascinating question. Sure, PSG showed the ruthlessness of a champion in those 6 minutes, but for the 59 minutes before that, they looked vulnerable. So did this match prove their championship mentality, or did it expose a weakness that a team like Chelsea or Barcelona will be ready to pounce on? We're just gonna have to wait and see.